Welcome to our show, Trump Briefing. Today, we dive into the latest updates where President Trump is downplaying the concerns surrounding his proposed tariffs, despite the stock market feeling the heat. While he believes these tariffs will ultimately boost the U.S. economy, businesses are left wondering about the potential impact on growth and stability. In other news, Ontario's Premier Doug Ford has decided to slap a 25% surcharge on electricity sold to the U.S. as a countermeasure to Trump's tariffs. This bold move is expected to generate substantial daily revenue and reflects Ontario's determination to stand firm against the ongoing trade tensions. Ford has made it clear that they won't back down easily. Lastly, Canadian companies are turning the tariff situation into a marketing opportunity with some fun and creative promotions. From discounted flights to cheeky product names, businesses are finding ways to engage customers while navigating this challenging landscape. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. The Toronto Star reports that President Donald Trump is downplaying concerns from businesses regarding the uncertainty surrounding his planned tariffs, which may lead to higher prices and a potential recession this year. In a recent statement, Trump acknowledged that his tariff plans could impact U.S. economic growth in the short term, yet he remains optimistic that the long-term benefits will outweigh the current challenges. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced the completion of a significant purge at the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, with 83% of its programs eliminated under the Trump administration's directive, reflecting a broader shift in U.S. foreign aid policy. In response to the ongoing trade war, Ontario's Premier Doug Ford has implemented a 25% increase on electricity exports to the U.S., which he argues is necessary to protect Ontario's economy from the adverse effects of Trump's tariffs. Ford emphasized that the tariffs are detrimental to American families and businesses, and the new surcharge on electricity exports is expected to generate substantial revenue to support Ontario workers and families. This decision follows a tumultuous week in the markets as Trump's tariff threats caused significant fluctuations in U.S. stock indices, leading to fears of economic paralysis among businesses and consumers. As the trade war escalates, Canadian companies are creatively leveraging the situation through marketing campaigns and promotional offers. Flair Airlines, for instance, is advertising terrific flight deals with a 25% discount on flights, while Pizza has introduced a reverse tariff promotion, offering a similar discount on pizzas. Moosehead Breweries has launched a presidential pack of beer cans to humorously commemorate the Trump administration, and dessert chain Demetres is promoting a Tariff dessert to lighten the mood during these challenging times. These initiatives showcase how Canadian businesses are adapting to the economic turmoil while also engaging with consumers through humor and creativity. The Toronto Star reports that Premier Doug Ford has enacted a 25% surcharge on electricity exported to the U.S. as a direct response to President Trump's tariffs. This tariff response charge, estimated to generate $300,000 to $400,000 daily, will affect utilities in New York, Michigan, and Minnesota that import power from Ontario. Ford emphasized that Ontario will not relent until the threat of tariffs is eliminated, asserting that his government will utilize all available resources to safeguard the province. The surcharge, which amounts to $10 per megawatt hour, is a strategic move that could be adjusted or even escalated if the trade conflict intensifies, demonstrating Ford's commitment to protect Ontario's interests. South China Morning Post highlights the Trump administration's launch of a new app, CBP Home, which facilitates self-deportation for undocumented immigrants in the U.S. This initiative is a part of Trump's aggressive deportation strategy, allowing individuals to express their intent to leave voluntarily, thus potentially enabling them to return legally in the future. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem underscored the app's purpose while simultaneously warning that those who do not self-deport will face deportation. This move follows a series of regulations aimed at pressuring undocumented immigrants to leave, showcasing the administration's ongoing focus on stringent immigration policies. The Independent covers the resignation of longtime Washington Post columnist Ruth Marcus, who left the paper after her op-ed criticizing owner Jeff Bezos' new editorial policy was rejected. Marcus, who had been with the Post for over 4 decades, expressed her dismay at the shift towards only publishing opinions that align with personal liberties and free markets. She articulated her concern that this policy undermines the independence of columnists and erodes reader trust. Her departure, coinciding with other high-profile resignations and a backlash against Bezos' editorial control, reflects growing tensions within the publication as it navigates its changing identity under a billionaire owner with political ties. The Independent reports that President Donald Trump has not dismissed the likelihood of a government shutdown this week if the Republican-controlled House of Representatives fails to secure enough votes for a temporary funding bill. Trump stated that a shutdown could happen, although he expressed optimism that the necessary votes would be found to pass the continuing resolution, CR, aimed at maintaining government operations through September. The House must act by Friday, or the government will face closure, impacting essential services and personnel. Despite the introduction of a 6-month stopgap bill by Republicans, dissent within their ranks poses a challenge, especially with Democratic leaders indicating their intent to vote against the CR. In another report from The Independent, concerns have been raised regarding Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and its abrupt takeover of the Social Security Administration, which could jeopardize the sensitive data of millions of Americans. Tiffany Flick, the ousted acting chief of staff, warned that the rushed onboarding of DOGE associates may lead to significant data leaks, as they seek access to confidential information. Flick's declaration highlights the potential risks of mishandling sensitive data, including the possibility of it being accessed by unauthorized individuals. The White House has assured that Social Security benefits will continue, but Flick's warnings raise serious questions about the administration's commitment to safeguarding American citizens' personal information. BBC reports on the detention of Mahmoud Khalil, a pro-Palestinian activist and former Columbia University student, who is currently held in immigration custody in Louisiana. Khalil was apprehended by ICE agents, who claimed to be revoking his student visa and green card due to his involvement in pro-Palestinian protests, which the Trump administration has linked to anti-Semitism. His attorney stated that Khalil, a legal permanent resident married to an American citizen, faced threats of arrest against his wife during the ICE raid. The incident has sparked concerns about the targeting of individuals for their protest activities, with legal experts noting that such actions are highly unusual and could set a dangerous precedent for free speech and activism in the United States. Associated Press, in a bold move amidst escalating tensions from U.S. President Donald Trump's trade war, Ontario's Premier Doug Ford announced a hefty 25% increase in electricity charges for 1.5 million American customers, effective immediately. This decision, aimed at states like Minnesota, New York, and Michigan, reflects Ford's frustration over the trade hostilities that he believes unfairly affect ordinary citizens. He expressed empathy for those Americans caught in the crossfire, emphasizing that the root of the issue lies with Trump. Ford stated that the new surcharge, expected to rake in up to $400,000 Canadian dollars daily, would be utilized to support Ontario's workforce and economy. He also voiced his determination to maintain this tariff until the threat of U.S. tariffs is lifted, warning that he might even consider cutting off electricity exports altogether if the situation escalates. Ford's comments reveal a deep-seated frustration not just with the trade policies but also with the political dynamics within the U.S., where he believes many Republicans are hesitant to speak out against Trump. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.